Hello everyone and welcome to yet another round of Superlights. It's round 5 and today we are at the Sepang International Circuit in Malaysia as GPVWC does its annual return to a previously used F1 track that doesn't exist on the calendar anymore, and this is one of my favourites. Sepang is Herman Tilke original track, built in the late 90s for Formula 1. It hasn't changed at all since, been resurfaced once. It's hosted lots of very exciting races, and generally speaking, this time of year tends to be monsoon season. So it swings and roundabouts as to whether or not you're going to get any rain. Thankfully for us tonight, it looks like we've passed most of the rains, which happened this morning, and we should get a relatively dry race, but we'll see what happens. I'm joined once again by Alex Foulkes, and Alex, it's nice to return back to Malaysia, isn't it?
Well, I have differing opinions to you on the circuit. I find it a little bit boring. Medium speed corner. I fear that we'll have something similar that we had last time out in Jeddah, where it was Jeddah wasn't even that difficult to overtake, but in previous races we've been struggling for overtakes. So I'm quite fearful that that's going to be repeated here in Sepang, where you have not that many opportunities to overtake. It's a fun track to drive. It's just not a fun track in terms of racing, in my opinion. It's definitely a qualifying kind of circuit.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those where, especially the first sector, if you're leading in the first sector, it's going to be a while till you can get to the back straight again. Of course, in Superlights and Super League, we have both DRS and we have some battery. The DRS detection this season is 0.7 of a second, differs from what we've seen in previous seasons. And of course, it does lead to less of a pack racing mentality. It's still not perfect by any means, but it does mean that you can't just sit in the DRS zone, because you will, or inside the DRS of the car in front, because you will pick up dirty air as a result. We've got a few driver changes to alert you to. Osvaldo Angeloni is driving for Stax Racing, and he's actually gone quickest in practice. Patrick Hanko has returned for Green Stripes. He's in third place in practice as well. We've also got the return of Yanis Volborn to the GPVWC career ladder. He is driving for KV86 alongside Pascal Polentz, and those two historically have been Super League drivers, haven't they? It's nice to see those guys back.
Yeah, there's sort of a pair deal for KV86 there. I think one of the terms was that Yanis was part of the team for oh my god for the KV86 team to have those two drivers there. Interestingly, we've got Sandeep Singh back as well.
Yes, he's at Netrex, of course, and it's nice to see that PZZW have managed to fill both cars for this round, because obviously Aaron Vasquez, championship leader, is missing this round as a result of switching teams. That's a rule in GPVWC. He will be back at the next round, I have no doubt about that. Mike Quint is also deputising for Scott Mitchell-Marm at Kings Racing as well. And Stavros Mosaidis is at TTF. I think that's all of the changes. Oh, Juho Sopinen's at Fusion as well, I think. But apart from that, we've got pretty much standard lineup. It can move around a little bit. But anyway, we're into qualifying now. It is cloudy but dry. So let's see what the drivers can do. It's going to be one of those races, I think, where if you qualify well, I think you'll be in with a chance, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a qualifying decided race here. Of course, it is a long race, realistically. 48 laps is one of the longest we've had all season. And as such, that means there's probably quite a bit of strategy going to be playing in here. But it is qualifying, of course, and that doesn't matter just yet. It's all about who can go fastest around the track. And, of course, Osvaldo Angeloni for Stax was quickest in practice, with Alex Lahu behind him, who had a blinder of a race last time out, with starting from the back and managing to recover almost to a podium. I'm interested to see just how far he can take it this time around with a full qualifying. Let's hope that he's got the setup correct this time and won't be starting from the pit lane.
Yeah, I think Lahu is one of those drivers. He's obviously won the SL2 championship a couple of years ago, who is very capable if he puts his mind to it. Part of the reason I was so frustrated with him last season as an outsider in Super League, because he quite often didn't put the laps in and then ended up sort of quitting halfway through the race when we know he could fight right at the front, as he did in Australia in Super League at the start. Right, we're on board with Jesse Lahtinen for the first time, actually. Let's see him go down into turn one. It's a heavy braking zone. It's a curved corner as well. It feels a little bit Shanghai, doesn't it, this first couple of corners? Obviously a little bit less of a first curved corner, but still feels it's kind of a signature of Herman Tilke as we head up the hill now towards turn 4. This is uphill braking zone as well, so minimal lockups through there, and then the very, very fast sweepers here, almost flat through the first part, a little bit of a lift through the second part, and Lahtinen missed the apex a little bit. Now the double right-hander, and you've got to take some curb through there, hooks the car around, brings it in, and then the first of our hairpins, this one uphill as well, so you can lose the rear on the exit, as Lahtinen demonstrates, and then a nice curved braking zone here into the right-hander. And as we exit, we want to set the car up to the right-hand side of the track for the very, very fast S's here. Flat out through here, but you need to be immediately on the brakes. Try and brake as much as you can in a straight line. Set the car up for the exit onto the back straight. Lahtinen a little bit loose on the rear there. And it's been slightly scruffy this lap. He definitely can improve on it as he comes towards the final corner. Once again, an uphill bumpy braking zone. You want to get that apex, and Lahtinen is nowhere near it as he comes through the final corner to set a lap time. 34.5 from Micah is incredibly good, and Lahtinen a second down And the Apex team were 1-2 at the last round, and not there today as Saraceno is struggling there. Taras P18.
Yeah, Apex just aren't able to get a lap going in the first section of qualifying, and I think based on just how harsh this track is, it will be a one-lap stint kind of qualifying. We have seen in previous races where drivers will be going for 2 laps out on their hot laps, as Patrick Rosiak for Optiminal crosses the line into 24th, and you know, with Micah so far ahead, that pack in the middle is still quite tight already, and 1.3 seconds separate majority of the pack. So I'm interested to see how this will develop as the track starts to develop. Of course, we do have the real road system in R Factor 2, making it so that the track is dynamically rubbered up where the drivers are driving, and of course that will make times quicker through qualifying. So let's not take Micah being on pole here as an absolute definite as we cut to the fastest man in practice through the second sector into the first of the hairpins with a much tidier exit than Yasser Hartonen had when we were watching on board with him. And he's not doing too well in that second sector. He's not far off in that first, but he's about a second down from Micah overall, and this corner here is very difficult. It's deceptively tightening. It's hard to break in a straight line there, but through towards the final corner, let's see where the Stax car will end up in this very tight group of cars. He's at second down in the first 2 sectors. Let's see as he crosses the line from 25th, moves up to 19th.
So I wonder if he used push to pass in his practice lap, because that's quite a bit off what he managed to do. 34.5 from Micah, though, incredibly useful. I say use push to pass, so there is a way you can use qualifying mixture and push to pass, and obviously in qualifying, push to pass is not allowed. We have maximum deployment throughout the lap via the use of the qualifying mixture. It's just a way to level the field a little bit. But yeah, it's 34.5 from Micah. That's a tenth faster than anyone managed in practice. And Pavel Andrzejewski up there as well, obviously 7 tenths off. Markinov is a fraction up in the first sector, but 5 tenths down in the middle sector. So some time to find for the Brame GP driver. Whilst we're just watching Jorge, I do want to bring in that we've got upgrades for the first time this season. The system's been fixed, and teams have brought some upgrades. A lot of teams going for the floor upgrade. Some teams going for chassis mass as well. Those are the 2 main upgrades that have been chosen. So interesting to see how that plays out through the course of the race, Alex.
Yeah, I'm interested as to how a lot of the teams have come to very similar conclusions on how to develop, as Jorge Marquinez moves up to 9th. A lot of teams as well opting for an increase in pit stop speed. That wasn't particularly a research-based thing, but more an economy kind of trade-off. I've been told, and I'm led to believe, it's quite an expensive thing to do to try and upgrade your pit crew, but it can, and we've seen it happen in previous races, it can prove that one pit stop being slightly faster is absolutely beneficial to your race. So yep. It's not surprising, but it will mean that the teams that have opted for the upgrade might be short of cash by the end of the season.
Yeah, I think 6 teams have not done it, 9 have. But it is about being financially sustainable as well. And if you do blow your load early, if you like, you will be at a detriment later on in the season financially. You might have to stop upgrading a little bit early. So we'll see what happens. Lahu is a 10th up in the first sector. So let's see what happens here through the middle part of the lap. Now he's 2 tenths off. This could still get into the 34s though, and potentially move him up the field.
Well, there's still the final sector to go, and you know, Lahu I think that most of Micah's advantage is in that middle sector. It's where everyone else is struggling relatively to him, but the first and second sector are still absolutely free game. It makes me think Micah might be running, or Hyperion in general might be running a slightly higher setup as Andrzejewski and Mitchell move up the field and putting Lahu down to 4th until he crosses the line here. And he does move up to 2nd, 2 tenths behind Micah, and let's not celebrate too early. You've still got plenty of time in this qualifying session as Fabricio Gobbi for Stacks puts himself in 5th. Oliver Taras through the middle sector is 5 tenths down. Here's the final corner then. Let's see, can he improve on 22nd as he pulls through the final corner towards the line and does improve by half to 11th, and those positions are incredibly important. We've discussed it's not an easy track to overtake on. I'm very curious to see how this will play out.
Well, I'm interested in the straight line speed, as you said. Actually, Lahu is 5 kilometers an hour faster in a straight line than Micah is. So I think you're absolutely right. I think the Hyperion and obviously Kings as well. Mitchell is also 310 kilometers an hour in a straight line. They must be running a higher downforce setup, which looks like it's a decision made. I mean, as a group, really, because they're all I certainly wasn't aware of them doing that, but there we are. They're obviously part of the wider group that I run, but nevertheless, they've clearly gone for high downforce. Maybe they're protecting against the rain potentially, because it is cloudy. There is potential for light showers during the race, but it doesn't look like it's coming anytime soon, to be honest with you.
I'm wondering if that's more of a move to try and protect the tires and put less load on the tires through the corners and use the downforce instead. Of course, it is giving an advantage here in qualifying in that second sector, but I'm interested if it's a race decision as well, if it will be quicker during the race to run higher downforce. Of course, it makes them vulnerable to the teams running lower downforce, and that 6 kilometers an hour difference between, say, Alex Lahu and Paweł Andrzejewski, 3:15 versus 3:09, can be quite significant when you start factoring in DRS and other different things that will change that straight line speed. I think it could be an interesting decision in the race. As Foulkes goes fastest in the first sector by over a tenth. Let's see how he is compared to the fastest time in the middle sector. Only 3 tenths down. This looks like it could be a very good lap for Foulkes if he's able to hook up a final sector here. And through the S's section, let's see what he can do.
It's quite a long final sector here, isn't it? It's where a lot of the track happens, if you like. So he can gain and lose time here. There's only 3 minutes left in the session, and so far Micah's initial lap is still holding at the top of the timesheets. That TTF has a lot of front end on it. Do you see the back stepping out as he went through the hairpin? Comes towards the line now. 35.2 moved him up to 6th. So he does go up a couple of positions there. Micah always improving, and this could be the first lap time we've seen in a 0.4. Gets the apex nicely through the final corner, uses all of the curb on the exit, but not any more than that. Comes towards the line then, does improve by a couple of hundredths, but not into the 0.4s, but still, he's clearly shown he's got bags of pace. Here's Luke Mitchell then, who also up there in P4, half a second off Micah, but he is he's in amongst the front runners, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's not something we've seen from Kings Racing so far, for them to be up at this high during qualifying, and we certainly haven't seen it much from them to sustain that in the race. So hopefully for Kings here, they'll have a strong performance, and Luke Mitchell is setting a very competitive time here. 2 tenths down overall compared to Mateusz Micah's best times in those first and second sectors, as onto the back straight comes Mitchell towards the final corner. Let's see what he can do. Patrick Hanko moves himself up to 4th, but I imagine with Luke Mitchell's pace here, that won't be lasting very long. Let's see what he can do towards the line. Luke Mitchell does move himself up ahead of Paweł Andrzejewski into 4th, but Andrzejewski is improving in the first sector, not so much in the second sector. I think this is going to be very tight at the front here.
I agree, but I'm looking at Lehu's straight line speed. I feel like it'll be very difficult for them to fight with him. Let's see what happens as he goes into the final corner here for Paweł. And it's been a strong showing from Hyperion, hasn't it, this round so far? Can he move himself back in front of Luke Mitchell or not? No, he cannot. In fact, doesn't improve his lap time at all. Had a shoddy final couple of sectors there for Paweł. Who else is on a lap? I don't think many people are left. Are they Jan Dragoon here? But a lot of people have done their final lap early. Dragoon here for Optimal. We know he can be quick on his day as well. Coming through towards the double right-hander in the middle part of the lap and towards the second sector split he comes. And where can Dragoon put his car for Optimal? It's they had a strong start to the season with Aaron Vasquez, but Vasquez moving on has seen them drop down the standings a little bit. They need to recover that if they can. 7/10 off in the middle sector for Dragoon. This is not going to be the one.
Yeah, the rear end of that terminal seems very loose on the exit of corners, and it makes me think that they're struggling with the setup here, and they're not doing too well in qualifying either. Angelone moves himself up to 18th, and here's Dragoon through the final corner, 7/10 down in that second sector. Not where he'll want to be, but as he crosses towards the line, can he improve? Overall, he does move up a couple of positions up to 15th. Oliver Taras is on a lap and improving. Purple first sector. It shows him down in that second sector, but he has set a personal best. Federico Russo moves himself up to 6th for Santen across the line for the Apex driver. Moves himself up to 11th, and there's a couple more drivers still improving on laps. Juho Sopanen was improving, wasn't able to make anything of it in the final sector. Here's Pascal Polenz then. A good first sector, a good second sector, 4/10 down overall. He's provisionally about 7th. And that would be a great qualifying if he's able to keep up this pace through the final sector. Through the penultimate corner. That looked quite tidy for the KV86 car. Let's see. With that DRS open to the final corner, what can he do here?
Yeah, it's definitely green, isn't he? So this should be an improvement lap time wise, but what can Polenz do for KV86? He comes towards the line now. Oh, P7, that's a good improvement for Pascal. And good job there by the German driver. Moves himself up the field. And Angelone looks like he was using push to pass, or maybe just has made several mistakes in this qualifying session, but he was the fastest in practice. Ends up being P18 on the grid. And I think everyone has completed laps that, yeah, no one else is left on track. So Mateusz Schmeicher, P1 then for Hyperion, which we've seen before this season. Can he get that victory? And he is followed by Alex Lehu on the front row, Luke Mitchell P3, Paweł Andrzejewski in P4, Patrick Hango returning for Green Stripes in P5, Federico Russo 6th, Pascal Polenz in 7th place with Fabrizio Gobi in 8th, Zsolt Schuks in 9th with Sandeep Singh rounding out the top 10. Didn't see much of him for Netrex. P11 goes to Jorge Marquinez with Oliver Taras in 12th. Giuseppe Saracino in 13th place with Mike Quint in 14th. Jassa Lahtinen in 15th place. Those drivers will all have to use the soft tyres during the race at some point, remember. But Jan Dragoon and downwards can choose. So Dragoon P16, Luis Mesa in 17th. Osvaldo Angeloni in 18th place for James Knox for Fusion in 19th. And Mirko Lucchini in 20th place for Santen. Behind them, Yanis Volburn, Juho Sopanen, Lorenzo De Chutis, Victor Grano de Oro, Patrick Rojak, Harry Smith, who had a poor qualifying session for his standards, Robin Merling, Leila Petralia for PZZW, Stavros Mosaidis, and Victor Beer, who did not set a lap time. So, qualifying over. I think to see Matthew Schmeicher at the top was not necessarily a surprise, but the size of their advantage qualifying-wise was pretty handy, wasn't it, Alex, in terms of the Hyperions and obviously Luke Mitchell at the King's car as well.
Yeah, but I want to see how that plays out for them in the race, because compared to everyone else, they have a lower top speed. Of course, they'll be faster through the corners, but there are some sizable straight line sections and some sizable flat out sections. So I'll be interested to see how that goes for them in the race. I would not be surprised at all if Lahu makes a first lap move on Micah and is able to get away through the middle sector, as you know, that higher downforce won't really help too much when dirty air is involved. So I'd be looking out for that on the first couple of laps. I'd be looking out for Alex Lahu's race pace in particular, because he has been and has shown himself to be a very strong race driver.
Yeah, he has, especially in this series. I don't know how much effort he's put into the Superlights testing before this round, but he is definitely very competent and potentially a race winner today. But those Hyperion guys, you see them at the start of the pit lane, they will be wanting to keep him out. And Alex will be wanting to prove them wrong and take the victory for himself. It'll be a very interesting race. I'm very excited to see how it plays out with such a big difference in downforce level and what that means during the race. A quick weather update. I've just checked the forecast. There is rain due in around 100 minutes. If that shower comes forwards in any way, we might get some rain towards the end of the race. We'll keep an eye on that. 46 laps is about an hour or just over, so it's unlikely to get to us before the end of the race, but stranger things have happened, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I would be very surprised, even with rain towards the end of the race, whether it would come into effect at all, because there'd be very, very, very few laps left over, and I'd be very surprised if anyone would opt to come into the pit lane for a different strategy based on that weather suggestion. It wouldn't particularly be worth it, so I can't see this being too much of a factor, and I wouldn't expect it to be too much of a factor in this race. But of course, anything can happen, anything does happen, but let's talk about strategy then, Toby. You're the man with the data. What's looking fastest?
So there's options. You can go medium, soft, which is an option. There's possibilities to go medium hard if you want. The hard tyre is not terrible here, like it has been this season previously. It's possible to do medium soft as well, if the tyre wears high. Most likely, I don't think anyone will do a hard soft or soft hard in that top 15. So it's going to be medium soft, medium soft, medium, or medium hard, something like
that. I want to see someone try the hards, because I really do want to be disproved that the hard is not a useless tyre. I want to be shown that it does have some merit and can be used in the race, but everything so far has told me that it's not a tyre worth using. Especially in, I want to say, similar tracks like Bahrain. It's, you know, I don't think the longevity of the hard is going to be worthwhile here, where it is a very grip dependent circuit.
Yeah, I mean this is the same combination of tyres that we've had for Bahrain, Saudi and Malaysia, and the hards haven't been used. The difference here, Alex, is that it's held not during the night, so you do have the baking sun, although the track temp I would think would be probably a little bit lower today, given that the clouds are overhead. It's tricky one, because if it's really hot, you need the hards. The softs are just like putty, they fall apart. So we'll see whether the hards actually get used or not. It's all going to be really actually about whether the sun comes out or not, believe it or not. But it's cloudy for the next couple of hours with some drizzle due. even if it does rain, it's not going to be high intensity. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I think, as you say, the hards have been rubbish, so I think that will probably continue, but we'll see.
Yeah, I would love to be disproven, although as I mentioned, I highly doubt that will be the case. In terms of, this current warm-up session, most people seem to be practicing on the medium tires, and I would imagine that's what most people are going to be starting on. And I think the most reasonable strategy is to be going medium soft, or potentially, if the degradation is high, medium soft.
Yeah.
Or at least the top 15. It would be the most sensible option. It's been the most common option so far this season. With different variations of it, of course, and different orderings of it. But I think it's going to be pretty much a standard strategy.
I think so. It's interesting to see quite a few people using the hards, though. Jorge Marquinez is using the hard tire according to RaceView. Can we confirm that, Fabian? Same with Mirko Lacini and Yanis Volborn, also out on the hards. Pascal Bolens out on the hards. Let's have a look at the tire compounds. There we go. So a few people using the hards. Some people using the softs. Interesting, Lehu fancies a go on the softs potentially at the start of the race. So watch him try to get a gap and not be overtaken. Be an interesting one to see if he does do that. Throw a cat amongst the pigeons, if you like. But yeah, the medium is common throughout the field, as you can see. So we haven't done the scrolly graphic this year, have we? Fabian, yeah, put the scrolly graphic. Yay! There we go. Look at that. Look, it was such information. But yeah, it's 4 minutes left to warm up, and Alex, tell me your thoughts and how you. Where do you think this race is going to go?
Everything in my eyes suggests it's the race for Alex Lehu to lose. Of course, Micah does have that pole position, but I think he's compromised himself a little bit to have a faster qualifying time. But I don't know how much it'll pay off during the race. Maybe he'll be able to get away on the start. Maybe. But it's a lot of maybe for Micah based on his strategy. So I'm interested to see how that bit of racing at the front is going to play out. In terms of the midfield, you can never, ever say what's going to go on there because it is absolutely a dice roll. We've seen in previous races where we've had 10 DNFs. I think we had 11 last time out. So hopefully we'll have a few less and a few more.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Competitors in the racing. The DNFs aren't particularly from poor driving or anything like that. It's just that it's difficult driving at high speed for so long, which is what is needed in esports. It's not particularly physically tiring, more so, but it's the mental aspect of it. It's the spinning around in circles for an hour straight. It's not particularly easy to stay consistent for that long, and the drivers that can do it are always at the front.
I mean, it's hard for us to talk about it and stay consistent for that long, isn't it? Let alone drive out on track. I don't know if I could do this anymore, to be honest with you. I've not connected my wheel in well over a year. Last time I actually drove was pre-season test last year, believe it or not. Isn't that a long time ago?
I could probably beat you on that.
Mad,
probably
isn't it? But
2 years now. Yeah.
I have just as much fun doing this, to be honest with you. Talking about it, engineering my team, trying to be successful in GPVWC. It's just as much fun for me, personally.
I find it more interesting to view rather than to race. It's enjoyable, but I can't find it enjoyable enough compared to, well, I am a bit of a data orientated person.
Yes.
look more at the data than I will at the screen.
Yeah.
I think it's just a much more enjoyable way to look at things.
I agree. I have a lot of fun with the engineering side, the data collection, the setup work. And to be honest with you, like my sim racing and my racing days generally actually have well and truly long gone, unfortunately. It's 10 years to the date that I made my car racing debut in real life, which is crazy. I don't understand where the time's gone for that. So yeah, it's just
Old.
just old, yeah, just old. I probably will at some point. I've done a few track days and stuff. I probably will turn my hand to another race at some point in my life, but I don't want it to be that's it forever. You know what I mean? But it won't be anytime soon, and I'll know if I have a go again and I'm a second off where I used to be. I'll just stop straight away. It's just one of those things. Life catches up to us all, Alex. Just you wait.
Hey.
I woke up with back pain the other day, and I don't know where that came from. I woke up this morning with my arm was I felt a bit injured. I did run quite a lot. I did quite a long run the other day, which didn't help. I don't think, but
Just get the WD-40 out.
I know.
It's that time.
Just rusty old joints.
You close the door, it squeaks.
Yeah,
It's
not the door.
It still squeaks.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. I'm using that tomorrow. Good. Right. End of warm up. It never tells us about much warm up, to be honest with you. And if I had my way, I'd make it slightly shorter, to be honest with you. But as it happens, Sandeep Singh and Rojak topped the times on soft tyres, as Singh also on soft tyres. And then we had some medium runners as well, but it doesn't really mean a great deal. Lahu, though, is definitely in a strong position race-wise with his low downforce. So I can see Lahu. I think it's prediction time, Alex, and my prediction will be Alex Lahu today. What about you?
I agree. As much as I'd like to see Micah take a win in Superlights, I think he's shot himself in the foot for a qualifying performance here. Although I could be proven wrong. It could be a perfect setup for the race.
He's won 2 championships in a row, has Matusz. FS2 and then FS1 the last couple of years. So he is progressing up that career ladder nicely, and he's brought Pavel Andrzejewski along with him from last season, and they're obviously in that Hyperion car. So a relatively stable platform, another league. He's on pole, but he just isn't quite there this season. He's P3 in the standings. He's 36 points off Foulkes. But obviously Aaron is missing this round, so a win for Micah will take him within 11 points of the Spaniard, and we'll see how that plays out. But I think, I think Alex Lahu is a good safe bet for this one. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you for the scrolly graphics, Fabian. You can put it back to normal now. We had a nice few minutes of fun. Nice podium up the top there, by the way. Big shout out to Alex Maggio this season. He's put a lot of time and effort to help Chris Williamson, who always does a fantastic job on the tracks, and those two have worked together to put together some updates for all of the tracks this season, and this one, a labour of love for the pair. I'm fully aware that it takes a lot of time and effort, and people like Alex Maggio is why GPVWC is such a strong community. So shout out to those guys. They don't always, it's just sort of expected that you turn up and race on a track that someone else has made for you, which is not really the attitude. So fair play to those two. Right, Superlights is coming up. I hope you're as excited as I am. Here we go then. round 5 of the 2026 Superlights Championship, and Alex, Micah on pole, Alex Lahu next to him, but with a 5 kilometers an hour faster car in a straight line. Can Lahu use that to his advantage? That's the big talking point, isn't it?
Yeah, the start is going to be the most important part of the race here. It's going to decide the tempo for the race. If Lahu gets ahead, he'll possibly be able to break away, but if Micah stays ahead for the start, it's going to be a difficult race for Alex. So we'll see how this plays out as we look towards the 46 laps ahead of us. Here's the grid then. It's Mateusz Micah on pole with Alex Lahu behind him. A strong performance for Luke Mitchell starting third, with the Hyperion of Paweł Andrzejewski in fourth. Then it's Patrick Hanko and Federico Russo's strong qualifying performances fifth and sixth. Pascal Polenz with KV86's highest qualifying position of seventh, and Fabrizio Gobi in eighth. Dolt Schux starts ninth with Sandeep Singh behind him 10th, Jorge Marquinez 11th, and Oliver Pras for Apex starting 12th. Then it's Giuseppe Saracino for Team Sheba 13th, Mike Quint, the other Kings Racing car, 14th, Yasser Lartanen, the last of the top 15, starting 15th, and Jan Dragoon starting 16th for Optiminal. Luis Mesa then for Brame 17th, Osvaldo Angeloni 18th, James Knox for Fusion 19th, Mirko Lucchini 20th, Yanis Volburn 21st for KV86, 22nd is Juho Sopanen, 23rd Lorenzo de Cutis with Victor Grano de Oro 24th, Patrick Rozak starts 25th with Harry Smith 26th, Robin Mooling 27th, and Leila Petraglia starting 28th. Then on the 15th and final row, it's Stavros Mazadis and Victor B.
Very nice. I think. Oh, and was that contact? A little bit sketch there at the back, towards the back of the field with Rozak and who is that there?
It seems to me like.
Oh, Doro. Yeah, it's yeah, it looked like a little bit of contact, but I think both cars still have their wings and stuff, so
it looks fine to me.
All's well.
Going slow through the hairpin, and they backed up into each other. Just weren't expecting.
Yeah. Was that Harry Smith? It was Harry Smith, wasn't it? So
yes.
Yeah, the Netrex. He's struggled, hasn't he, this round for some reason. Sorry, I don't know why I was looking at Race View, seeing if that could tell me. Of course, it's the Netrex. Yeah, what I don't know what that was about, but there we are. Yeah, Harry Smith, a lot lower down than he's used to. He was very competitive last season, but there we go. Victor Beer then coming around the final corner for Green Stripes. He will line up at the back, and that's if he can. What's he doing? Okay, he's starting from the pit lane. Right, well, let's jump to the front of the field then, because we're going to have 5 lights, and then when they are out, we are ready to go. Micah shifts to first. Here come the lights then. 3, 4, and 5. And away we go for round 5 of Superlights then. We've got Micah has got a good getaway actually. Lahu is slipstreaming him down into turn 1, but Micah protecting the inside. Here comes Lahu on the outside, takes the racing line onto the rubbered patch, and Micah has run wide. Lahu's going to slip through, is he? Micah side by side, still sticking his nose in. There's going to be contact if they're not careful. And now still side by side, a bit more side by side contact from the 2 leaders as they head up the hill then towards turn 4. And Micah knows he needs to really cling on if he can. Lahu obviously on those soft compound tyres, and Micah still hanging it around the outside and still giving the hip and shoulders to Lahu, and Micah squeezes through the lead. What great action in the first lap of this race, and that was important for Micah's race. Lahu is on those soft compound tyres, and if he escapes, he will run away.
Yeah, Micah needs to use this opportunity that he's made for himself now to grow that gap and keep Lahu outside of the DRS range, but you can see just how much he's catching up on those straight sections and losing in the corners. Just watch those deltas between Lahu and Micah. It's going to be very important as we head into the first couple of laps for DRS to start to become a factor, and for Lahu this is a critical stage in the race, and it's not where he wanted to be. Micah did very well to stay ahead of Lahu. Jan Dragoon finds himself out of this race. Harry Smith was able to find a couple of positions on the first lap, and I think quite a lot has happened in terms of action in that first lap. As further back, there looks like to be some fierce racing action going on there. And that pack behind these two leaders looks incredibly tight. Pascal Palenzo, a great start as well for KB86. But here comes Lahu into the first corner. Micah holding that outside inside line once more. And interestingly enough, this is the important bit. Lahu on soft tyres, Micah on medium tyres, and Lahu barely gets past. There's contact between the two of them as they head towards turn 4. It looks like Micah's using his push to pass nice and early to try and stay ahead of the rookie monsters car, and there is contact, and it's both out.
Oh no, that's a nightmare for the pair of them. Micah might get that back to the pit lane. Lahu's, there's no chance, and the wheels just ripped off the cars. And that's going to put Luke Mitchell in the lead of this race, and Ratush Micah is going to be gutted, as is Alex Lahu. And Micah is not going to get that back to the pit lane, is he? He's just going to struggle through every corner now. And what happened there? So it looked like Lahu squeezed him to the apex. It looked like Micah maybe just was a little bit late on the brakes. Let's have a little look. They were giving each other a good old hip and shoulder all the way through. Impossible to tell from that angle. We need to go on board to see what happened here. So Micah on the inside. We'll try to keep these replays short because obviously we have got a race going on, but I don't know. It's 50-50 for me, that one. What do you think, Alex?
I'm with you on that. It's Micah oversteered into him, but Lahu didn't leave that much space either. And here's what happened to Dragoon. He just got stuck in the mud.
No, he's been tapped around. Oh, what?
Oh,
what's he doing? What's going on here? Oh, he's got a wheel failure. Look, his wheel's fully locked to the left.
Isn't it?
Yeah, he had looks like he lost force feedback or something. But Andrzejewski leads then from Luke Mitchell. Wow, this is complete turn up for the books, isn't it? We had Lahu winning this one, and now it's open season for these two. It's not a phrase, but you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, it's hunting season for Andrzejewski and Luke Mitchell. But also, I wouldn't discount Pascal Palenz here, who has struggled in recent races, but certainly has the race pace to be a strong contender for the lead. And I think now it's important to note the tyres of these top 4. They're all on medium tyres, and there's not much difference in strategy for the top 15 either. All the way down to 11th, with the exception of Federico Russo and Sandeep Singh, all running medium tyres. Sandeep Singh opting for the softs. Russo's also on the medium tyres, although it's showing hards for me on race view, and it's showing hards for a lot of people that are on medium tyres. So again, we've realized that the hards aren't the option, but most people, with the exception of Sandeep Singh, are on the medium tyres, and that seems to be the consensus here. And I can see this being a medium kind of race. Sandeep Singh down the inside then on those soft tyres of Patrick Hancock moves himself up to 4th.
Yeah, the soft tyres was an interesting choice, to be honest with you, in the first stint. They are completely usable race tyres by the looks of things, and only De Chutis is on hards, I believe. So yeah, race view, if you are on there looking at that data, yeah, it's not completely accurate. Most people are on mediums, as you say. Just Singh, Angeloni, and obviously Lahu was on them as well, but just Singh in the top part of the grid. But yeah, it's looks like Mitchell's been gapped by Andrzejewski here, and Oliver Taras has made up a couple of positions, hasn't he, as a result of some DNFs and some good moves early on. His teammate Lahtinen in P12 as well, so they're not too far back, but they had a dominant 1-2 at the last round at Jeddah, and not showing. They've been hot and cold this season, Apex, haven't they? And it's not worked for them this round so far, but it's a long old race. We're lap 4, 10% of the way in. And the question is for Apex, can they recover some of those positions that they might feel that they are missing?
Well, Apex is certainly familiar to struggle. Of course, Lahtinen with that penalty last time out and struggling on the strategy, he managed to recover, and I think this is where Apex is going to succeed this season, is that being consistently in the middle is better than being consistently at the front and then consistently in the middle of nowhere. As Saracino looks for a move down the inside into the final corner, a bit of a lock up there, but Taras avoids contact nicely, and here we start with a DRS train, but Saracino with the DRS, Taras with the DRS, and he tries to go to the inside in that first turn, and Taras from nowhere tried to make a move on Gobby there, ends up losing 2 positions, and it's just absolute chaos now.
It's Fabrizio Gobby. This could end badly for everyone involved. To be honest with you, he's been involved in a few mini head losses so far this season, and Gobby, look, he's still trying to stick his nose in. Yeah, I think you have to be a little bit more. There are certain drivers on the grid you just have to give just an extra half a car's width, and Gobby appears to be one of those. I don't mind a bit of aggression, but sometimes he does just throw it on the inside or block you or drag you to the outside of the track, and that was one of those in turn 2 where he just shoved it up the inside. But yeah, as you say, it was from miles back from the Apex driver, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he's been penalised appropriately on track without having to suffer any consequences from the disciplinary committee, although they may still come. But Taras losing a couple of positions from that move now puts him just ahead of his teammate. In fact, Larson has done well to recover a couple of positions at the start, of course helped by various DNFs.
Some engine problems. Is that the fusion of NOx by any chance? Looks like it might be. And this is also a factor. It's very hot at this track, and if you are running, tight on cooling, like let's say you're running 60% on the louvers. Look, it's Angeloni as well. I think it was Nox in the first instance. This one is Angeloni, and Nox is trying to stay out of the slipstream as a result of that. Volborn then will throw this down the inside. Nice to see Yanis back, and isn't going to make that work. Yeah, look, Angeloni is going to be short-lived in this race if he can't stop that engine from overheating. It's going to be quite a short race for him if that's the case.
It's a recurring theme in Superlights. Oh no! There goes him anyway. There goes Angeloni, and James Knox goes round, and that's not what you want to see.
That engine's a bit too hot, James. I would get out there if I was you, my friend. That's not. Well, there we go. I mean, Angeloni was not wrong for this race, but in a different way. Knox just lost it by himself, didn't he? He just got into the dirty air. And
that looks like he's been tapped on the rear. There's no way.
Do you think
he lost it like that? Let's go.
Okay, well, let's see. But I mean, it looked like he just lost it. Oh, okay, maybe you're right. No, yeah, he did. You're absolutely right. Angeloni hit the back of him. Yeah, my bad. I got that one wrong. Angeloni is going to be able to continue, but still think he's going to be short for this world, and that is immediately back to smoking. Whoa, that rejoin! Oh my gosh. Well, poor James Knox is out as well then. No fault of his own. I apologise, James. On first glance, it looked like he just lost it in the dirty air of the car in front. Excuse me. As Patrick Hanko moves down the inside then. And up into 4th ahead of Polence. Is that right, or was Polence ahead of him?
Polence was in 4th.
So behind him. So, okay, yeah, so that is a move for position then. So Polence P5 then for KB86. And it looks like Singh has caught the lead as well and is just about to get inside DRS of Luke Mitchell, who could probably use Andrzejewski giving him some DRS to help protect him from Singh, because Singh on that counter strategy has moved himself all the way up to P3. Those softs are still holding on. He is indeed the fastest driver on track, pretty much. Actually, the last lap was the first lap that Andrzejewski was a little bit quicker than him, but Mitchell has dropped off the back of that DRS from Andrzejewski. So a bit of work still to do to see who comes out on top in this race, but it looks like it's this leading 3 now that Hanko and Polence are just 1.2 back. They're just slightly ahead, aren't they? It's not. It's still a long way to go. It's hard to see where the break in the field is. Saracino probably is the first driver, just that little bit too far back to make any meaningful dent on the lead. But there's a top 7 down to Marquinez, who could still come into this race and do well. And Singh is now on those soft compound tyres. And remember, 5 kilometers an hour faster in a straight line than Mitchell. And he should make this relatively simple. I don't think Mitchell's going to fight it, knows that he's on softs. And for overall race time, doesn't fight him, allows Singh through. And will hope to use his DRS to cruise up to the back of Andrzejewski.
Yeah, I would view this that there is delta in the future on Sandeep Singh here, as all these other drivers around him will have to use a set of softs at some point during the race. So it's going to be a very sort of linear race at this point. Sandeep Singh is using those softs as he should at an early point in the race, but I don't know how much it's going to pay off for him, as everyone else, possibly in the final stint, will be on soft tyres, or potentially they'll be on mediums, but I can see everyone else using the softs in the final stint, and I think that's going to be where everyone else is going to get back that time that Singh has gained from having softs in the first stint. I can't see it being beneficial having softs in the first stint. I mean, clearly it is, but a lot of the time you're just wasting the potential in traffic in the first couple of laps before everything spaced itself out. So
yeah, but he's gained a lot of track position, so yeah, I mean, what I will say is obviously you do have to use 2 compounds of tyre during the race, so Singh has used his soft tyre. Now he can go on to another set of softs, but then he's got to use the medium, as you say, in that final stint, and these guys have got the mediums out of the way in the first stint. So as you say, either way, Singh's going to be compromised later on. He really needs to be 10 seconds down the road, or 5 seconds down the road right now, for this to work, in my opinion. But it's still a long way to go. It all depends, it all kind of hinges on how far the mediums can go. If they can get to like 17, lap 17, 18, then a couple of laps on a couple of stints on softs is doable. If they only get to like lap 15 or 16 or something like that, then they're going to have to go mediums again at some point in the race, so we'll see. Marquinez then fighting with Federico Russo, who's doing well for San 10. And it looks to me like Polentz is the one who's actually dropped off a little bit. I had Hanko down as the first of those drivers behind the leading 3, as we got a yellow flag in sector 3 for some reason. Someone probably just running wide. I can't see any real... it's Leila Pachaglia who's dropped it or done something. Yes, we haven't seen what happened to Merling or Victor Beer, actually, have we? So, no, Victor Beer had a wheel problem, didn't he? No, that was Roche. That was Dragoon, yeah. Who is still in the race somewhere, isn't he?
No, he's certainly out.
Oh, he's out. Okay, I can't concentrate on what on who's where. Yeah, we've lost. Okay, so we lost Dragoon on the first lap. Lahu and Mike obviously hit each other. Knox was tapped by Angeloni, and they were both out immediately afterwards. And then we've lost Victor Beer and Robin Merling. How do we lose those guys?
Russo wide and comes under pressure from Marquinez as Sandeep Singh makes the move for the lead into the first corner, and on those soft tyres made quite easy work of it. I would imagine Marquinez does get past Russo, and that mistake proves to be costly in that final corner. Marquinez doesn't hit the apex quite as well as he would have liked to in that first corner, but he was able to defend it, and now will be able to push towards Pascal Polentz for 5th. Marquinez is sort of quietly having a very strong race here, moving himself up the order without anyone really noticing, and to be in 6th, it's a very good position at this point in the race, and he's got not that many cars too far ahead of him. There's plenty of opportunity to get up. You can see the leader, in fact, on the same bit of road as him, so Marquinez is definitely in this with the pace that he's currently got.
Definitely is. I completely agree with you. I think anyone up to now, Marquinez probably is still in with a shout, but 10 laps in, less than a quarter of the way through. not yet finalised as to who will finish where. But Singh, having taken the lead from Andrzejewski, is now a second ahead. So those softs still working well, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think Singh might have been saving them. Of course, he will have had to be pushing to make the moves, but I think he's now been able to use a bit of the tyre life that he was keeping in the bank now to try and gain that 5-second advantage. Like you said, he might need at this point in the race in order for it to pay off later down the line. I think it could work, provided that Andrzejewski doesn't start to match that pace delta, which it does look like he's doing now in this first couple of sectors. So this will be interesting to see how it plays out. Sandeep Singh with likely a DRS-assisted top speed, but much quicker than Andrzejewski and Luke Mitchell, who are struggling down in the 300s now without DRS.
Yeah, I think the DRS is very, very powerful on the Netrex car there. I mean, as you say, it is DRS assisted. Here's what happened to Merling then. So coming through turn 2, he goes, and through turn 3, and he's just lost it all by himself and ends his own race. So that was fun. Victor Beer then. Oh, he's had contact or something, hasn't he, previously? That car is crabbing. And I think that was... So he's had some contact with someone or something at some point, and knocked all his alignment out. Look, that thing looks horrible to drive.
I'm impressed he's kept it on the road. I mean, you can see it's just not going. He's pointing left and he's going right on the straight. So something is seriously wrong with that car, and he would pull into the pit lane, I would assume. And yeah.
Probably tried to repair it and saw that it was a 45 seconds pit stop and thought, nah, I'll go do something else with my evening. I don't blame him, to be honest with you. Here comes Marquinhos then, and as you say, very good pace from Jorge on those medium compound tyres for Brame, and Russo then here with Saracino fighting away. As they go through turn 2, Russo going to try and do the old switcheroo, but covered off there by Saracino, the two Italians racing one another. Down towards turn 4 we go then, and Russo not close enough actually to make a lunge, and it's now going to be follow the leader through the middle part of this first sector. And yeah, it's a tricky one to call now, isn't it? From the point of view is like Marquinhos is come back into the race, hasn't he? Is now comfortably the fastest driver on track by a good few tenths per second. So yeah, it's anyone's guess as to where he's going to end up.
Yeah, and I think this is the kind of pace that Marquinhos needs at this point in the race. Of course, he's 1.4 seconds down on Hanko, but towards the leader of Sandeep Singh, he's just about 5 seconds, which is... Oh, Oliver Trass has spun round. Or
he's dropping.
He's dropping many positions. What's happened to
I don't know.
the Apex driver?
Don't know. He won the race last time out, of course, at Jeddah ahead of his teammate Lahtinen, and he's just dropped it out of the same place, is it? No, double. Where are we? Double. He's just drifted wide. Lucky to keep that out of the wall. It's an easy one to do, but it's more of a lack of concentration than anything that really sends you into the boonies there. Here's what Russo has just done. Is this a similar thing? Yes, but there's runoff there, so he's got away with it and just lost the position there to Jean Schux, I believe that is, sneaking ahead of him. Some of their tyres looks like they're going off a little bit. Sandeep Singh, though, protecting his very well up the front of the field.
Yeah, I think he's done very well to keep those softs going as long as he has so far, and keep them at such a good pace compared to everyone else. I'm interested to see just how far Singh will take them before pulling into the pit lane for a new set of boots. And at this rate, I could see him coming in at the same time as everyone else on the medium tyres. He has been strong in terms of tyre preservation in previous races this season. He did nurse a set of soft tyres, I believe it was 21 laps in Bahrain. So I think he could be on pace with the medium runners here. It's just how much those mediums will start to develop a crossover towards the end of the stint. Whether Singh will lose much of that track position he's got already. He has got 2 seconds, though, between himself and Andrzejewski, which is just about the amount of gap he will want at this point.
Yeah, that's it's close to being workable, isn't it, when he has to bolt a set of mediums on at some point this race. There is a possibility for a one-stop here as well. We shouldn't rule that out, although the hards don't look to be a favoured tyre at all. And they were definitely favoured much more last season, weren't they? So we'll see what happens from that point of view as the race develops. But for sure, it's Gobby's in the pit lane here for Stacks, getting off those medium tyres and putting a set of hards on by the looks of things. And he is out? Question mark. Oh, we must have been repairing. Must have been repairing some damage there for some reason. But Gobby continues. We did see him get tangled with a couple of cars, so maybe he just chose to fix some damage.
I mean, what does that achieve for Gobby, though? Because he's lost a good couple of seconds there. He was running 11th before he came into the pit lane. That's going to put him quite a few positions down now, provisionally just at the edge of the points. Of course, he hasn't had the greatest of races so far, but it seems like a bit early to be coming in for a set of hards, and we know it's been proven that the hard tyres aren't very useful.
He's basically come out last, hasn't he? I mean, he's going to really struggle. And if you have to repair your car at any point during a race in Superlights or Super League, you might as well end it. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that you can't recover the time unless you get damage on your in lap on the final corner and have to replace the front wing. It's very, very tricky to recover any time. So yeah, so there we go. So lap 15. He's also going to get a bit of an undercut on the guys in the lead as well, especially if he goes to another set of softs. No, he's gone to mediums. He's still going to get an undercut, but will he come out in a gap? Or, well, he's ahead just of...
Kind of.
Oh, they double stacked, the Netrex team.
But Harry Smith was... No, Smith came into the pit lane, but he's miles behind.
He's a lap down, essentially, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a lap down, yeah.
So they double stacked, but he's okay. Well, I'd like to just check that to see whether they were... I mean, because this must have been tied, right? Did they not communicate in the... Well, this is what happened to Smith anyway. This will be another turn 3. Oh, no, it's not, is it?
Oh, he was out. Why is he back on track?
Don't know. I didn't know you could reconnect. And so Singh has... So Smith... So they didn't double stack. Smith reconnected. I've not seen that in GPVWC ever. I didn't know you could do that. So he's reconnected and rejoined the race. That was confusing to me.
Can he do that?
I mean, I guess. I mean, he's not benefiting from it. He's a lap down, but yeah, and he's back in the pit lane.
No, that was Patrick Hancock.
Oh, sorry, yeah, right. Sorry, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It looked like a Netrex car, but it's not. It's the other green and white car of Patrick Hancock, who's coming off those mediums now. So I suspect we'll not see many more laps on these mediums, lap 18 or something. Another set of mediums then for Hancock, I believe. We'll see whether it updates or not, but it looks like it's going to be another set of mediums. So he thinks he can't get to the end on 2 sets of softs, although demonstrably Singh made it 15 laps on them, so you'd think that it's possible, right, with a lower fuel load. But and Singh is in some clear air, isn't he? Taras didn't put up any fight at all, and he's got 2 seconds of the car in front of Yannis Volborn. So you would expect Singh, who is he's going through the middle sector shortly. We'll have a little look at his sector split, see how much quicker he is. I think Singh's going to hang on to the lead here. And probably the best thing that the leading 2 can do is stay out for a couple more laps and try and hope that Singh gets held up behind Volborn. And obviously Singh being on mediums now, if they bolt a set of softs, maybe they can recover that gap with fresher tyres. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Singh looks like he's in a decent position now suddenly.
Yeah, we're doubtful of that soft strategy at the start, but Singh, I think, has managed to find himself in a nice rhythm here. He's got a good bit of pace going. So, yeah, he's gained almost 6 tenths on Yannis Volborn already. Here comes Saracino to the inside in the final corner, and that was a bit of a nothing of a move as they both come into the pit lane. They were playing chicken there a bit, I think.
They
if
were.
who was going to go in.
Yeah. So I think Saracino braked as if it was the normal braking point, and then was undone by Marquinez braking for the pit lane itself, and they both ended up pitting. I think, yeah, it was one of those where if I send it down the inside here, am I actually going to make it into the pit lane at all? But Shook's pits as well, Paul Lentz pits. The leading two don't, but Marquinez is now right up with Luke Mitchell for P2. Side by side goes Saracino, and he's let him through. That's interesting. So Shooks does come out ahead of Saracino, who decided to lift off, and he's got engine problems. He's got he's got no front wing.
What? What happened? What happened to Saracino there? Did he get clipped by Shooks?
Did we come back on? And now he's going to blow his engine as well. Can we have a replay of that? What happened there?
Lartenen's out, but we'll have to come back to that in a moment.
Oh, is that relevant? What's happened here? Has Saracino hit? We watched this though, didn't we?
We watched Saracino leave the box.
He's got a front wing.
I think Shook. Oh
no! And that's why
Lartenen.
Lartenen. So it is Lartenen who's out as a result. So Lartenen must have no rear wing, no rear wheel. Oh, his car's just completely sideways. So Lartenen just he's just going to pull over and end the race there. But Lartenen did nothing wrong. He just pulled into his pit box and just got hit. Here we go then. Marquinez and Mitchell both pit on the same lap then. And look at Marquinez trying to get through in the pit lane. He's still trying.
There, wasn't he?
He's hit the back of Mitchell. What is going on in the pit lane today at Sepang? And now there's a front wing. Well, I mean, Marquinez is hit the back of Mitchell on the way in, and Lartenen has been hit by Saracino. So Saracino and Marquinez could both pick up penalties as a result of this. So, and out goes, so Andrzejewski was in. Singh leads by, well, I mean, it's going to be 6 seconds, 7 seconds. Marquinez got out ahead of Mitchell as well, by the way.
Yeah, and Andrzejewski straight into traffic. Singh has played this pretty much perfectly, found a perfect gap to take the stop in, and it's paid off for Netrex here. Singh is not far behind to shoot this as well.
This
what
won't
we
be.
thought was a terrible strategy, or not the best strategy, has turned out to be a great move by Netrex here.
Yeah, and Taras as well, who's not stopped, can hold up Andrzejewski, Marquinez, Mitchell as well on this outlap. We know that, Apex, Netrex, they all sort of work together. And especially if Taras is on an in-lap now, it's just a couple of tenths here or there. It's not going to cost him too much, but it massively affects Andrzejewski's race. Let's see what happens here. But Pavel needs to clear him as soon as possible. And there's no way through in the centre part of the lap, in the middle part of the lap, is there? And especially if Taras is going to box this lap, he's going to send it in the final corner as well, sort of thing. Brake late for that pit lane. Taras sensibly projecting that he's going to pit, I think, but Andrzejewski would do well not to cut in front of him. Has done so anyway. Taras is going to pit, so that cost Taras a bit of time. But yeah, I mean, look at the gap. And Singh now leads, by the way, and he's like 8-9 seconds clear.
5 seconds. He's 5 seconds clear. It's to the leader.
Oh yeah, sorry, yes it is.
But
my bad, but still
5 seconds is a lot more
remains. Yellow flag out there somewhere. Don't know.
Is that Hanko third on track as well? I think Hanko managed to pass Andrzejewski.
So he pitted early as well, didn't he? We watched that too. So Andrzejewski has given himself a bit of work to do, actually, as there's a yellow flag in sector 1. Not sure who that is for, but yeah, Hanko has jumped them in the pit strategy there, hasn't he? He is on mediums. And we know that those soft tyres probably are a better race tyre, judging by what happened in that first stint. But Andrzejewski, Mitchell, they've given themselves a lot of work, haven't they?
Yeah, I think
And Marquinhos.
maybe they left it, or maybe they took the pit stop a little early for those medium tires. Maybe they were falling off, but it seems like those medium tires didn't last nearly as long compared to how long Singh was able to draw out that stint on those softs and keep the pace up for so long. I think a little bit of it here is, it's not so much the tire strategy, but it is the driving skill element here. It does always play a factor, but it's nowhere near as significant as this. Although Singh has lost about a second now to Patrick Hanko. Of course, he does have Dechutis defending him as the first barrier, but he's going quite slow.
Andrzejewski at 37.4. As you say, Sandeep Singh just did a 38.8. So actually this gap is going to close relatively soon. Did Singh make a mistake on that lap, or is that just his raw pace right now? It looks like it might just be his raw pace. So actually, although Singh was sitting pretty, he is now on those medium tyres, isn't he? So this could be role reversed. And then the final stint both on the softs, potentially.
Yeah, it might even out over time, but Andrzejewski now looks to be in the more comfortable position on these soft tyres. Of course, he still has, 4 seconds to find? But those 4 seconds will disappear at the pace that he's going, as Hanko now behind Dechutis and should make easy work of that, although he won't. There is contact there, and Dechutis on those hard tyres will serve as a massive rolling roadblock here, as Andrzejewski gets right up behind Patrick Hanko, and this is anybody's race at this point, but Dechutis is in a perfect position here to stop these two from getting to Singh as quick as he has, or as quick as they'd like to. Dechutis pulls to one side, and seems like both of them should be able to get past under DRS. Andrzejewski does go down the inside, and now we'll have DRS. Patrick Hanko won't. This will be interesting into the first corner. Hanko opts for the outside line. Andrzejewski on the soft tyres. That will be an easy move for Hyperion. 3.3 seconds ahead of him will be the leader. Let's see how this plays out in a couple laps to come, as Andrzejewski will start to close that gap now on those soft tyres.
We were robbed of a fascinating battle between Alex Lahou and Mateusz Majka by that contact on lap 2, and yet here we are with still an unbelievable race unfolding. We're not even halfway through, and it's honestly, anyone can win it from here in the top sort of. Well, I wouldn't include Dechutis, who's yet to stop, as Rojak and Lewis Mesa look like they've had some coming together there through the turn 2. But anyone, I would say, of Singh, Andrzejewski, Hanko, Marquinez can still win. What happened here then? So this is Mike Quint and Lewis Mesa. Mesa going down the inside of Quint. That was a late lunge and then got shoved back around by Rojak. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah, no, Rojak.
oh
yeah.
my.
Oh, no.
Never reverse on a circuit like that, ever.
Yeah, that was poor. That was poor. But there we go. So here's Marquinez then now behind Dechutis. And look at the gap that the two in front. That just one lap ago they were fighting here into this corner, and now Dechutis is 2.3 seconds further back. As through goes Marquinez, and Luke Mitchell will be wanting to follow as soon as he can. I assume down the start-finish straight is where he wants to be, although he won't. Dechutis will have the DRS back on Marquinez. You'd expect him not to make the move, given that he's on much older, hard compound tyres, as Mitchell sends one in. Dechutis blocks that off. And Mitchell is going to lose a couple of seconds here, isn't he, to Marquinez as a result of that. He should be able to get him down into turn 4, you'd think. And indeed, Dechutis sensibly. He knows for his own race time that it's not wise to battle these guys. But Dechutis is looking like he's wanting to do a one-stop strategy. And in fact, you know, if you look at where he was qualifying-wise, he's now in P6, and everyone around him has to make the same number of stops left in the race as he does. So it's not terrible.
But after his stop, it puts him right far below the points, maybe just ahead of Juho Soppinen, but of course everyone will have to do another lap. But thinking about it, let's look at De Schutters' pace compared to Andrzejewski's. About 3 seconds a lap slower on those hard tyres compared to soft tyres. The gap in the pit lane seems big over one lap, but as you start to add up over a 22 lap stint, let's just think how much time De Schutters has potentially, or has in debt, I will call it. After the pit stops, it's certainly going to be an interesting
no,
one.
you're right. It's not going to work, is it?
I don't think it's going to work.
No. I'll tell you what, it is working right now. Andrzejewski is flying along nicely and gaining at a vast rate of knots. He just had a slightly untidy lap, but still, he's half a second a lap quicker than Singh at least right now. So these two will convene, or reconvene, I should say. And at one point, it looked like Singh, having come out of the pits, what was it, 5, 6 seconds to the good. It looked like Singh's to lose earlier in the race, but not playing out that way, is it right now?
It is a role reversal of stints in a way. It's Andrzejewski's time to gain here on these soft tyres as Singh will settle down on those mediums. But Singh, of course, has the advantage from the get-go, and here's a bit of a battle that's splicing up between Luis Mesa, Patrick Rojak, and the KV86 of Janis Volburn. And they've been close. I think Mesa has been able to get past Rojak and Walburn in the last couple of laps, and the Brains just seem to be slowly progressing up the field. I think if we look at the position changes, Marquinez will have the highest out of everyone, and then Mesa won't be far behind him, I would imagine. They didn't have a great qualifying, but they've done well in the race, and I would certainly keep an eye on Marquinez here as we get towards the latter stages as to just how far he will go. He's closing up now on podium positions. He's closing up on Patrick Hanko, the green stripes. So I think Marquinez is one to watch. Maybe not for the race win, although there is 22 laps to go and plenty of strategies still to play out. But I would be watching Marquinez here as well as Andrzejewski and Patrick Hanko and Sandeep Singh. But yeah, I think Marquinez is a dark horse here. He could potentially take this win.
I will say that the rain looks like it isn't going to come in time for the end of the race, just to cross that one off. But it's an hour away. But I think we're just going to finish the race in time for that rain. So we've probably we halfway through the race, and there's probably 35 minutes left of it. So yeah, it's most likely not going to hit us. So just to clear that one up. But yeah, Andrzejewski now getting close to being within a second of Sandeep Singh, and he can see him there. It's nice to be in this position. I loved being in this position where you're on better, fresher, softer compound tyres, hunting down the leader. My favourite thing to do this, and if you're on that strategy, it's just you feel like there's no one's going to stop you. Frankly, right now, no one is.
Yeah, Andrzejewski uncontested in terms of pace. Fastest lap after fastest lap a few laps ago. He's settled down now a bit, but compared to Sandeep Singh, he has had some incredible pace, and it's showing here as he decreases that gap below a second. And I think Singh's using a bit of his battery to try and stay ahead along the straight here, although we do know that these Hyperions, and it's important to point this out, that the Hyperions are on that higher downforce, so Singh will gain time along the straights, and it will prove to be a difficult overtake for Andrzejewski if he has to do it in a downforce-based corner or not along the straights. So this is going to be a very dynamic battle between the two drivers.
Yes,
I can't wait to see how this plays out.
I mean, I agreed. The difference in straight line speed makes this fascinating. And Andrzejewski might have to just sit in Singh's slipstream in his DRS for a couple of laps here to build up the battery strength to be able to have a real good go down into the obvious overtaking spot of turn 1. And I say it's obvious because there is another DRS zone into the final corner, but if you overtake there, obviously you can just be re-overtaken into the first corner anyway. There's a lot of tracks a bit like that, isn't there? And you just want to balance that. kind of DRS move, but he's now within DRS, so he should get it into the final corner, and he should do because he's, as we discussed, he has that higher downforce, and this sector really does lean into higher downforce, doesn't it? Look at the way he was able to hook the car up through that corner. But Singh, using some battery, using that straight line speed, he's not really gaining down the straight, is Pavel. He is a little bit, but not enough to make a move into the final corner. Can he get a good run out of here and into the first corner, Alex?
Well, that Marquinez has just moved himself up to third, but with the DRS, Andrzejewski doesn't seem to be gaining that much on the straights. There might be a bit of overtake being used by Sandeep Singh. Andrzejewski looks to the outside, but not close enough to make a move. And this is a critical stage for Andrzejewski. I think this is not where he wants to be, getting stuck behind the leader. He needs to make this move very soon. Needs to start gaining time on Singh, getting past him. It's just important for Andrzejewski at this point, but now he has to suffer through the middle sector of the track where there's not much place to get past Singh, and with that dirty air he won't be close enough anyway to try and make something happen. So Andrzejewski, unfortunately, I think has shot himself in the foot with the higher downforce setup, and it's going to make it difficult to get past Singh here.
He's got two options. Well, they both have two options, don't they, as to what they do next stint. So Andrzejewski could pit early, go to a set of mediums, undercut Singh, and hope Singh extends a long way and goes to softs and runs out of time. Or Andrzejewski could sit here and wait for Singh to pit and bolt on a set of softs the very next lap and close in again on him. You know, with one lap fresher tyre set. Although I think Andrzejewski's best bet here, as you've alluded to, is to try and get by as soon as he can. He's going to make the move into the final corner, is he? No, he's going to sit back into the DRS and pick up the DRS into the first corner. He's much closer this time. I think he's going to have a really good go into the first corner this time round.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. I would expect Singh to hold that inside line. No, he opts for the outside, which of course does become the inside in turn 2. But Andrzejewski just sails straight past with the better grip, the better downforce. And this is where Andrzejewski will start to pull away. And we do have a bit of a straight section here for Singh to try and make a counter attack, but it seems like he's just not close enough. And Andrzejewski needs to start pulling away now as he compresses his advantage with clean air and that nice set of soft tires. And you can see just how much he's gaining through those corners. Look at how that gap increases. And here, it'll be important to watch just how much that gap increases. So, yeah, this is where Andrzejewski needs to sail off into the distance, similar to what Singh did.
It's been a master stroke by Hyperion and that group, hasn't it, to bolt on full wings. It's clearly worked for them. And must have been quite a late decision, I think, based on... well, it's just a late decision. I can't see anywhere where they were discussing it necessarily beforehand. So it's obviously worked for them. And Singh now over a second behind isn't going to be able to get DRS and fight back. And now you see Andrzejewski has the option of pitting the lap after Singh and still coming out in the lead. So it's obviously the undercut is worth quite a bit, but is it going to be worth by the end of this next lap? It's going to be closer to second and a half, 2 seconds. Is it going to be worth that much? Probably not. So I think that was critical, wasn't it, for Pavel? And he's now shot off into the distance. He was 1.3 seconds faster than Singh on that lap, and they crossed the line side by side. So what are we watching here? This is finally coming off those hard tyres, going onto the mediums. He's sort of committed to that one-stop strategy, isn't he? So he's going to have to go mediums to the end. He's managed to get the hards 28 laps, so fair play to him, but going to be a struggle to even get points from here, isn't it? He's going to come out, well, he'll come out ahead of, round Gobby, won't he? So probably will get a point or two, but Gobby's had a rough old race, hasn't he, down there in P16. Had to repair that damage. Tutus does move out of the points, so he's got some work to do to catch that back up. But it's one of those races, isn't it, where if you finish, you get points.
Yeah, Hanko's getting into the rhythm now. He's got passed by Marquinez a few laps ago, but he's now setting some good times and starting to push those medium tires a little bit. And it's important to note Marquinhos here, who is 2 seconds behind Singh, but still with this final stint in mind, everyone's going to be, or at least the leaders are all going to be putting at very similar times within a lap of each other, and it'll just become a battle of attrition to the end. So I wouldn't discount even Luke Mitchell at this point for a race win. Of course, we've seen anything can happen between the leaders. I'll allude back to that lap 2 event. Anything could happen at this point. And you mentioned that Andrzejewski can come in the lap after Singh and be comfortable with it. And I think that's going to be the case, that he's able to get a few more laps out of these softs, because I would expect them to be coming in not just yet, but in a couple of laps' time. And they'll be getting at very similar times now.
What do you do? 17? What do you do? 17 on the mediums, Andrzejewski. So he's got 15 and 14 will be his sync length. So
3 laps.
Yeah. So we've got lap 32, lap 31, 32. So yeah, another couple of laps for Andrzejewski. And you'd think the same lap for Singh, because they've just done the swapped strategy, haven't they? They've both used the soft and the medium. So they'll be in on roughly the same lap and both going soft to the end, I would imagine. And therefore, it's you know, you would say Andrzejewski is in position A.
Yeah, and this is the point where track position starts to be important, is when everyone's on a same stint towards the end. And it is going to be a critical point for Andrzejewski, as we've said so many times in previous laps, for him to increase that gap as much as possible, make it possible for him to stay out an extra lap or keep that overcut going and then have fresher tyres towards the end. But I think it's going to be a game of chicken between the leaders of who goes into the pit lane first, because whoever comes into the pit lane first will always be at a disadvantage, although you may never know. Sandeep Singh might pull in and match exactly what Andrzejewski is doing. Sort of trust in his skill to decrease that gap, or I don't know how this is going to go. It can go absolutely any way.
It absolutely can, and but the gap is just a few tenths a lap. It's still extending, isn't it? 1.6 now, or 1.5, the gap at the top of the field. We're watching Hanko hunt down Marquinhos. It could have been very, very different, though, this race. In case you missed it, we'll just show you again the Alex Lahu and Mateusz Majka incident on the second lap. They were banging wheels side by side and racing very, very hard. The two leaders going into turn 4 and just ping, both the wheels come straight off the car, and Mateusz Majka and Alex Lahu both can look at the current race positions and think, I could have been up there, you know.
Yeah, and I think we'd be watching a very similar battle between Majka and Lahu as we are seeing with Andrzejewski and Sandeep Singh at the minute. It's the exact same compounds, and it's a very similar level of skill battle. So it's a shame what we've missed out on, but we've got something just as good between Singh and Andrzejewski here. And that gap, again, increases to just below 2 seconds. And we're starting to reach the point where we'd expect these drivers to start considering starting their final stint as we move on to lap 31.
You okay, Fabian? In the background, you can't hear it, but some noises going on from Fabian. Patrick Hanko then, still there with Marquinhos, and Marquinhos' tyres have just started to drop away, haven't they? Just a little bit in the last couple of laps. And he's just going to... at some point, Hanko will be able to get back by, but at some point I thought Marquinhos might be able to hunt down the leaders, but he's now 3 seconds back of Singh, who's obviously 1.7 seconds back of Andrzejewski. So the mediums have started to come back into the reckoning. So if I was Singh now, I would probably, the only thing he can do, right, is to overcut and hope that his fresher softs can catch him back up to Andrzejewski. I think that's the only thing he can do, because at this point he's going to if they pit on the same lap, he's going to finish about this amount behind Andrzejewski. So he's got to do something different, right?
Yeah, and in my mind, I'd pick a lap. If I was Sandeep Singh, I'd be picking a lap 32 even. I would say next lap, I need to do what Andrzejewski doesn't do. If he doesn't pit, I'm going into the pit lane and trying to get my undercut on him. If he does pit, I'm going to try and get the overcut on him and
agreed.
Sort of trust that the fresher tyres will take me through towards the end. Although, I don't think... I think Singh's come in. Looking at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Martinez goes in as well. Mitchell goes in.
Singh is...
No, Andrzejewski and Singh.
And Singh. Okay. So they did pit on the same lap. So this is going to be a battle of the pit stops, to be honest with you, as Singh is towards the top end of the pit lane as a result of Netrex being champions last season. He's going to swing into the final pit garage and go onto the softs inevitably. This will be interesting. Andrzejewski does retake the lead, so they both had tidy stops, and actually Singh is around the same gaps. They both have very similar stops, and Singh, that was crucial. Singh managed to get out ahead of Lewis Mesa and wasn't held up, so they had identical pit stops, identical times, as Mitchell also has come into the pit lane as well and has come out and stuck behind Oliver Taras, unfortunately for him. Can he sneak his way through? And he's going to make the move now. Does go through on the inside. Taras is going to hang it around the outside, but Mitchell on those fresh tyres should be able to get the run into the fast sweeping left, and does so. Good move by Mitchell. To be fair to Taras, he knew what was up there and gave him the racing room, but it's still game on. But I do think, I agree with you, Alex. I do think you do something different to Andrzejewski in that moment to try and force something different out of the race, because Andrzejewski's got a 5-second gap to the car in front. He's got no real other traffic.
Yeah, and I suspect that Hanko, Shooks and Polenz will all be coming in very soon, so there'll be no factor for Sandeep Singh. So this, realistically at this point, is Andrzejewski's to lose, as Martinez struggles to get past Federico Russo as Patrick Hanko pulls into the pit lane. And these two were battling away, Martinez and Hanko, before the pit stops. Let's see, did Martinez get caught up in traffic enough for Hanko to beat him here, or...
I think Mitchell will be close with him as well, to be honest with you. This will be incredibly close as they come out the pit lane. That undercut's been powerful, and as they come down the start-finish straight, Mitchell is there. Is he quite close enough to make a move on Hanko? No, but Hanko has lost out to Martinez, and Mitchell is right there, obviously with 1 lap older tyres, but at this stage of the race, track's rubbered in. Is it going to matter as much? Probably not. Hanko then has probably cost himself... I mean, obviously he's not cost himself yet, but he's definitely lost position there to Martinez, pitting that 1 lap later.
Yeah, on track, this is, well, Martinez's 3rd podium to lose. This is the battle for the podium between Hanko, Mitchell and Martinez, and looking at the times, they all seem evenly matched for a battle here, and with Mitchell in the slipstream of Hanko, within DRS range of Hanko even. Mitchell has a nice slingshot to try and attack Martinez here, I think, coming in the final sector. So this is a battle to watch. But looking towards the front, Andrzejewski and Singh, there's not much going on in terms of the gap there. If anything, Singh has lost more time on the same set of tyres, as Andrzejewski is surely pushing to try and keep as much track position as he can at this point, and then have the easier job of defending later on. Yeah,
Mitchell is still right up behind Hanko here, and I expected Hanko on slightly fresher rubbers. Andrzejewski, look at that lap time of 36.8, and compared to Singh, he's, well, they're the same lap time, identical lap times pretty much. So Martinez a 10th back. And of course, Mitchell is up behind Hanko, who's just come out of the pit lane. But these two are a little bit slower than Martinez, you'd have to say, wouldn't you? So it looks like Martinez might be able to hold on for a podium, and that'll be a good result for him, because I don't feel like he's made his way up the order slowly, didn't he? He wasn't like P3 on the grid or anything like that. He was P11 in qualifying was Martinez. So they've got a very strong race car, haven't they? Over at Brame, part of that Netrex group. So on a different day, Marquinhos, if he'd have been P5 or 6 or something, he could be fighting for the win right now.
Yeah, but it's important that we don't look at what could have been. It's what is, and a podium is still a very strong result for the Brame team. I believe it would be their first this season, and of course first for Marquinhos as well. So, you know, this is theirs to lose. Hanko is gaining a little bit this lap. I think Marquinhos hasn't had the best of sectors. Hanko pulls himself within DRS range as they will be entering the final sector now, and he doesn't have DRS yet, but he will on the main straight. I think Marquinhos must have made a mistake here to have lost as much time as he has. Hanko with the DRS open towards turn 1, and this is where overtake will matter. Patrick Hanko with the fastest lap of the race and isn't able to make a move into turn 1 as Patrick Rojak pulls into the pit lane, and from 7th, I think that'll be his final stop of the race. Keep an eye out for Rojak. He has had some good pace throughout this race and might be able to set a good couple of laps and might put himself nicely in the points. But this is where we need to be looking, is this battle for 3rd. The battle for 1st seems to be stagnant for now.
It's quite a nice spicy one behind Grano de Oro with Jachutis on that one-stop strategy in P8 with Poulkes and Quint, or Quint, I'm not sure exactly which one it is, there and thereabouts as well. And yeah, this is all about Grano de Oro's strategy and whether he can keep in that position or no, because he has done a 2-stop versus Jachutis' 1-stop. He's gone hard medium, hasn't he, Jachutis? Poulkes, though, has gone... he's 2-stopped, hasn't he? And Mike Quint has also 2-stopped as well. So, yeah, it's interesting. This spicy little one here, Jachutis, the only driver on the track on mediums. Everyone else on softs. Trying something different. I don't know if it's going to work for him, but in fact, it looks a little leery, doesn't it, out of the penultimate corner, and down the back straight we go with Poulkes behind him for KV86. Will he try and make a move into the final corner? He does not, but you'd expect the pair of them to try and make their way through down into turn 1, and this could be a spicy bit of action as we come towards the first corner. Just 10 laps to go after this one, as through on the inside goes Poulkes, and Quint tries to follow through and does so. And now they're going to go side by side. Poulkes has just outbraked himself just a little bit. Into turn 2 we go then. Quint is still there, but we know he's part of that group with the higher downforce, so I don't expect him to be able to make a move into turn 4. Although Poulkes is a little bit slow out of the corner, and Quint goes down the inside, tries to get the traction. Oh, they nearly make contact, and they're still going to go side by side, are they? No. Backs out does the Dutchman, and the German Pascal Poulkes holds on in that KV86 onto 8th place. We haven't talked much about Quint, but he's deputising for Scott Mitchell-Marm. He's up there in P9, potential P8. Good race for him.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a slow burner here, but it's worked out for him, and he's pulled himself up quite a couple of positions as well. It's sort of similar to Marquinhos. He didn't have a great qualifying, but he's managed to find himself a little bit out of pure survival, up 13 positions. Helped, of course, sorry, that's up 5 positions. Chutis is up 13 positions on account of strategy and, of course, the number of DNFs. We were up to 11 this time around. We were hoping for less. We've got a yellow in Sector 1. That stayed around, and it was Harry Smith making 12 retirements from this race, because everyone just has to prove me wrong. Anyway, here's Mike Quint down the straight, and this is the battle we saw on the last lap. He's not close enough to make a move into turn 1, I think.
I think that's the higher downforce is just not there, is it, for overtaking? And he's able to close and keep in contact with Poulkes through the middle part of the lap, but as soon as they get to those last 2 straights, he's not able to make the move, and I would say that Quint looks like the faster driver right now. Hanko then still half a second behind Marquinez, and Mitchell still half a second behind him. That one could be anyone's for P3. I think at this stage it's hard to look past Andrzejewski for the win. He's just eking out a tenth or so per lap, isn't he, right now? He was just a tenth faster than Singh, and if he carries that on, he's going to be another second down the road by the end of the race. So it's not all over at the front. A little mistake from Andrzejewski could bring Singh back into it, but it looks like the Hyperion team, well, it's certainly in the hands of Andrzejewski today, have been the class of the field overall. Despite Singh's theatrics in the first stint on those soft tyres, it's just not going to be enough today for Sandeep, but still a good result for him. P2 from where he qualified. P10 was it? So showing that the race pace with the lower downforce is better, and it's just a case that Andrzejewski was just that little bit quicker today. But here we go then. So P3, Marquinez is there with that straight line speed advantage he has over Mitchell. Hanko is on about the same downforce level as well, so you'd expect Hanko to be able to make a move if he's close enough. He's 4/10 back now. Mitchell trying to throw them off in front, but it's line astern for now. Still a bit of time left in this race. They could just be saving battery and biding their time.
Yeah, and I think they're in a prime attacking position with 8 laps to go. Hanko and Mitchell are in, they're just sitting and waiting and applying pressure for Marquinez. And all the onus is on Marquinez here. If he makes a mistake, he's sort of out of contention immediately. Whereas these two can sit behind a bit more comfortably on pace and just sit there waiting for a mistake, waiting for an opportunity to get past. And that's exactly what they're going to do until the latter stages of the race. And by that I mean the last couple of laps, as we are entering the latter stages of this race. But 8 laps to go, they'll maybe start attacking with 4 laps to go and to try and make the move in the last couple of laps. So Marquinez will struggle to fight back and get past them once more, as that is Juho Sopanen of Fusion, who will be giving Marquinez a bit of a helping hand along the straights here. Of course, those blue flags will be out, but Marquinez will have slipstream where it's important. Here comes Mitchell, looks to the outside. Hanko with that inside line, but for Mitchell, he's just not able to hang on around that outside long enough to try and make a move on Hanko, and it's cost him a little bit in time there.
Yeah, that's the situation there that you get with the rubber in line as that Sopanen going off track. I thought it might be Marquinez, but it's not. But yeah, the rubbered in line as you go through the race, obviously it gets more and more rubbered in, and then trying to go around the outside is no longer as viable as it was, let's say, on lap 1 or 2. So that's kind of what happened there. Mitchell, he picked up a lot of understeer out in the nonsense on the outside of the track, but Marquinez doesn't look like he's quite got the pace in this stint, does he, compared to the other two? And because we saw those two battling, and Marquinez then has immediately been closed in by Hanko, who's now close to within half a second. He's going to get DRS down the back straight, as is Mitchell on Hanko. And it's very important, actually. Mitchell is a little bit behind, isn't he? He's not going to quite get it, is he? Let's see whether the rear wing opens. No, it doesn't. No, neither of them got it, look. That's strange. Oh, no, Hanko did. Sorry. It's we're watching on 14 pixels by 3, in fairness to us. Here we go then. Hanko now is much closer down the start-finish straight on Marquinez, who goes defensive to the inside. Hanko going around the outside, braking on the rubber in line. Has he braked too late? Yes. Loses the rear end a little bit. They're going to go side by side into turn 2. Marquinez tries to hang it around the outside. Hanko tries to cut him off and does so. Great move from Patrick Hanko, and he moves himself up into a podium position. Marquinez trying to come straight back at him, but he's just not close enough to make a move into turn 4. That was great racing.
I dare say at this point, third isn't where I'd want to be. With both cars behind me, I'd rather be able to sit behind, nurse my tires a little bit, although Hanko is putting the boot down even. He's put his right foot on that accelerator and is trying brightly to try and break away from these two. And he's got the pace to do it. I thought Marquinhos might have been trying to save his tires for the later stages of the race, although Hanko struggling through that hairpin, a little late on the brakes and a little wide. It doesn't seem to have affected his chances too much, as he's now got Marquinhos just shy of DRS range, although I think he might have just caught it there.
Big news, the last lap time for Andrew Ziewski was 1.2 slower than Singh, who's now within DRS.
Oh.
And that is, there must have been a mistake on the last lap from Andrew Ziewski. It cost him over a second. And now Singh is right there. And we know that Singh, this was all wrapped up a few laps ago. And now suddenly Singh is within DRS, has the better straight line speed. And Andrew Ziewski finds himself under pressure with just 6 laps to go. And this is big news, isn't it? Because we thought this one was well and truly done. And we were looking back towards Marquinhos and so on for the podium position. But yeah, a huge time loss there for Andrew Ziewski, and then he gathered it up a little bit, but still Singh was 0.2 faster on the previous lap and within that DRS, and suddenly it's game on.
We have to think about this though. How is this battle going to play out? There's 5 laps to go. Does Singh make the move and try and rely on pace? I don't think so. I think for Singh, he's in the ideal position here, but he needs to be careful not to lose too much time by sitting behind in the dirty air and struggling through these high-speed corners where Andrzejewski has the best advantage. He needs to be trying to break away along the straights and then put Andrzejewski in the dirty air and try and keep him behind. It's going to be sort of a mind game here between Singh and Andrzejewski, because Singh has the ability to fly by on the straights with a much lower downforce setup, and especially with the DRS and the help of the overtake button, will be able to close that gap significantly. It's going to be a game of cat and mouse as we head towards the line to start the 4th to final lap. Lap 42. Does Singh go for the move then into turn 1? DRS open, the gap quickly decreasing into turn 1. Singh to the inside. Later on the brakes than Andrzejewski. It's the outside for Andrzejewski. There's a bit of contact between the two of them. And he looks to the inside. Singh very well to avoid it there. Andrzejewski holds on to first 4 now. But Singh has the inside into turn 4. Will be on that rubbered up line. And will not be able to brake later than Andrzejewski, who is able to hold on around the outside, which will become the inside for the fast left-hander. And I think Hyperion will hold on to the lead for another lap, or at least another couple of corners, as Singh, that should have been his first position there. But Andrzejewski, with a great defense, is able to hold on.
Pavel sent it into turn 2, and he was lucky that Singh saw him, to be honest with you, because if Singh didn't give him racing room there, they make contact. That shows, like, I've been I've been one of Sandeep Singh's biggest fans over the years from his racecraft. He has shown moments where he hasn't quite got it right, but that he absolutely did. If he doesn't get out the way there of Andrzejewski, it's race over for both of them. I want to see this next couple of straights if we can, and then I just want to see if we can grab a quick replay of that down into turn 1 and 2, although Singh is still close, and Andrzejewski's made a small error, and Singh's going to be right there as he comes towards turn 1 once again. There's only going to be 4 laps to go, 43, 44, 45 and 46, and Singh is back on the back of Andrzejewski down into turn 1. Andrzejewski braking late, he's still there on Singh, and Singh just gives him room. We're going to be side by side once again, but it's roles reversed. This time, it's so close. Andrzejewski around the outside of Singh, side by side we go once again, and this is great racing. Singh on the battery with the faster straight line, braking on the rubber. Can he hang it round the outside of Andrzejewski? Through turn 4 they go, and I think he's done it. I think Singh's done it. A bit of a hip and shoulder. Through we go, and Singh takes the lead.
It's millimeters between these two. Andrzejewski.
Oh, here he comes.
And I think he finds it into the double right-hander. He has the inside. Singh on the rubber. And, oh, they're side by side. Andrzejewski gets straight past. What a move from the Polish driver. And Singh, he's in such a position, but he just can't get the move done. Patrick Hanko behind is just watching these two sort of concertina between each other and swing back and forth, and Singh is showing amazing racing there to keep within such close proximity to Andrzejewski that whole time. And I think Andrzejewski has played this perfectly, but he does still have 2 laps to go as we will round that final corner. But look at how close Singh got just on that straight alone. And Andrzejewski, again, not the best of lines through that final corner with the battery, with the DRS into turn 1. Can he close that gap enough into turn 1? Yes, he can. And to the outside, we'll watch a repeat once more. Andrzejewski not able to get the braking performance of Sandeep Singh, who does outbrake himself a little bit, tries to go for the switchback and doesn't get it done. Although towards turn 4, Singh will have the straight line speed advantage, and Andrzejewski holds that inside line. Singh to the outside on the rubber, on the best part of the racetrack, becomes the inside. It's a replay of last lap. Singh behind Andrzejewski, and Andrzejewski is doing a great job of holding on.
He's aggressively defending this, but it's clean just. There's been a couple of moments where Andrzejewski gave a real hip and shoulder to Sandeep, and Singh, I think he's got more battery, to be honest with you, because it seems to be that Andrzejewski doesn't quite have the ability to hold on at the back end of the straights. We know that's partly down to their straight line difference, but 5 kilometers an hour is a big margin. But Singh's able to get so close in that slipstream as well and hold on to the DRS zone. And this is, if they keep squabbling, look where Hanko is. He's now suddenly only 2 seconds, and you can see him in the background, only 2 seconds back of Sandeep Singh. There he is, look. He's gapped Marquinez by 1.8 seconds as Singh is this time, I think he's outside the DRS just this time, as we've got a yellow flag in Sector 2. I'm trying to see if anyone's dropping. It's Fabrizio Gobbi who's finally decided that the race is over for him. But Singh, I don't know if he's got DRS. Has he got DRS? Doesn't look like it. So this could be going down to the last couple of laps. We've got 2 laps to go. No DRS for Sandeep Singh this time round. Can he close in? Is he saving a bit of battery for these last couple of laps, Alex? It's incredible how this race has culminated, and it's still anyone's. And frankly, Hanko is still in with a shout if these two battle.
Yeah, but Andrzejewski is putting an incredible performance at the front. I mean, that move to get past Singh in that double right-hander, impeccable. Oh, Singh looks to the inside, opts not to go for it, but it shows just how much he'll close up in these straight line sections. Andrzejewski, it shows the difference in the downforce, and it shows a difference in where these two drivers are fastest. I think Singh just needs to get close enough on that final straight as we head on to the final lap to get past Andrzejewski. But then Andrzejewski can use that downforce and make a similar move as he has in previous laps. So it's a tactical game at this point. Who will want to stay ahead? I think Singh just needs to get close in this final couple of corners, and that's exactly what he's doing. And he just needs to be in that DRS with that saved up overtake that we know he has now as we go into the DRS zone towards the penultimate corner. Yes, he does. For the final, the second
here we go, Alex.
Time. Yes.
Here we go. This is going to be tight. It's all about battery, Alex. I just wanted to say, it's who's got the battery? Can Singh? Has he got any deployment left? Andrzejewski clearly on the battery button, but has he run out already? Here comes Singh then, down towards turn 1. He's not going to be close enough, is he? He's going to send it down the inside. He's thinking about it. Oh, and shuts the door, does Pavel Andrzejewski. So now Singh has to try again into turn 2. And he was thinking about sending it down the inside there. He's got 1 or 2 more opportunities. He's got an opportunity down into the final corner as well, and into turn 4 here. Has he got any battery to send it here into turn 4? He thinks about it, goes down the inside. inside, it's not going to be enough, but he's right there with Andrzejewski, and this could be the final straight towards the final corner is where this could happen. And Singh, he's just got to keep his head through the middle part of the lap. Come on, Sandeep, look after your battery. Let's see him move into the final corner.
Is it desperation or is it tactical from Singh to apply pressure onto Pavel here? I think it could be both. Sandeep is going for a move, is trying for the move, but he's also filling the mirrors of the Polish driver, and it seems to be working effectively, as Hanko will have a great view of Sandeep Singh struggling for traction. But as, he's cooked those rear tyres quite a bit even. But as we head through the second sector, this is the closest he's been so far. And onto this straight, Singh will have a perfect opportunity into the DRS zone. Struggles with the exit, but this is where it will all count. Will he be close enough to make a move? Andrzejewski holds that inside line. Singh later on the brakes on the outside. Doesn't hold it well enough. And Andrzejewski,
the side by side
inside. It's going to be a battle to the line. Will the downforce make a difference? Oh, it almost does for Singh. 300ths of a second.
What a race, what a finish. And it was so good into that final corner. Singh sent it around the outside, locked his front brake and just got it stopped and hung it around the outside. Didn't quite have the momentum. What a race from those two. That is SL2 at its very best. That is GPVWC at its very best. What a race.
I mean, you just have to respect how Pavel was driving there. It was perfectly played to the very last moment, and he should be very proud to have held on as well as he has there. A perfect strategy battle between the two of them that culminated in what we have just seen. What a race we have just watched. What a last couple of laps of race. Oh, you had
really, guys?
You had to ruin it.
But it was unbelievable stuff from those two, and you couldn't call it, could you? As soon as Andrzejewski had that one lap, I don't know if we can pull that back up as to what he did to cause the gap to diminish, but we'll have a quick look at a couple of replays before we go into interviews, because I want to see that, especially that last corner again. I'll see if we can find where Andrzejewski made that mistake. But here we go then, final lap, and this is just, in fact, this is the lap before, isn't it, where these two were side by side. What lap are we on here? I can't even remember. Look, this is the one where, yeah, look, Singh saw him and just got out the way. This is the one I mentioned, actually. And on another day, if the driver doesn't see you, and then Andrzejewski is toast, and then round the outside we go. This is great stuff from the pair of them to give each other racing room. Really, really good. And then into the sweeping corners we go. Yeah, that was a really top end to the race. Here we go then. So this is the last lap, and we saw Andrzejewski defend. And Alex, this was anyone's guess, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think if Sandeep just didn't make that twitch there and didn't slightly outbrake himself, it would have been his race here. And just look how close they are to the line. Look at the difference. It's just a car's length in it. And for Singh there, he got so close to the victory, but just couldn't get it done when it mattered the most. But for Andrzejewski, what a race.
Unbelievable stuff. A really, really possibly the best race I've seen in Superlights ever. And I've done a bit of commentary. I've watched a bit of the races, but Andrzejewski does take it by less than 300ths of a second. It said on our screen it actually was 600ths on race view. Either way, nothing between them, with Sandeep Singh P2. Hanko then, we didn't talk about him too much in the end, but he did take that third position. Jorge Martinez and Luke Mitchell fourth and fifth. Schultz had a quieter race, 16 seconds behind the leader for P6, with Granada Oro in P7. Mike Quint, a solid race in P8. What happened to Polenz in the end, actually? He dropped down to P14. Lewis Mesa P9th and Lorenzo De Chutis 10th. So something happened to Polenz. We'll see if we can pick up a replay on that just before we go to interviews. But Russo 11th, Rojak at 12th. Taras, and then the aforementioned Polenz and Volborn taking the final points positions, with Lucchini and Soppinen 16th and 17th. And then DNFs for Gobby Smith, Mazroidis, Petralia, Saracino, Lartanen, Merling, Victor Beer, Angeloni, Knox, Micah, Lahu, and Dragoon. And Fabian, can you see if we can find out what happened to Paul Lentz? Because he was very, very close with Mike on the last couple of laps just before the session rolls over. And then we'll have a quick chat with a couple of drivers if we can. Let's see. Yeah, so Mike Quint and Paul Lentz were battling. And then into turn 2 we go. Quint on the inside, Polentz on the outside.
Does he get tapped?
Doesn't seem... seems okay so far. And then Quint going to the outside of Polentz, who defends that position well. So this is a bit of squabbling. Last couple of laps. Yeah, good racing. Great stuff from them too. This is later on in the lap, isn't it? So they are coming up behind... Laps traffic. Oh, Polentz lost it all by himself.
That corner's taking a couple of people out today.
And he's lost his front wing. Was that on the last lap? If it wasn't, Polentz could be due a penalty because he has to have pitted to repair that damage at the earliest possible opportunity.
It's such a grass, Toby.
What? That's true.
Ever a grass. I think it is the final lap. Let's have a...
If it's the final lap, he's fine. Yeah, it's the final lap, so he's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, he would have dropped lower than 14th, right? Yeah, checker flag. Yeah. Unlucky for Polentz then, threw away that position, but still managed to get a couple of points for KV86. So there we go. Right, interview time. Have we got anyone waiting? Yes, we do, and I'm going to start with.
Can we bring them both in?
We can. We can. Although I would like to just because it's Pavel's first win, isn't it? So let's just have a quick chat with him, and then we'll bring Sing in with him. So let's say, first of all, Pavel Andrzejewski, congratulations, my friend. That was tough in the final few laps.
Oh, guys, I'm shaking. This win is quite literally better feeling than every victory in FS1 I've got last year. It's incredible emotion, and I don't know actually what to say right now because I have so many emotions and so many feelings right now. This last 5 laps was the most intense thing I think I've done in sim racing for I think very long time, or maybe in my life actually. Congratulations to Sandeep, of course, but it was really close to him. I did everything. I put everything in the second sector, especially, and yeah, I'm so grateful that it happened.
It was so tight, and every lap it was obvious that the downforce levels were different. So you were catching and gaining at different points in the track, and it ended up being that he would get you into the sort of first corner, and then you get him back through the downforce section, sort of thing. It was great to watch. Right on the edge as well. There was a couple of like big sends from both of you, but no real like major contact. It was great to watch.
Yes. In Jeddah, we had a little contact, and I spun Sandeep. Of course, I didn't intend to do so. I took the lesson, and tonight, yeah, everything worked perfectly, despite this one braking zone where I overshoot and lost this crucial 1 second that prevented me from actually being comfortable versus fighting for my life till the end of the race.
And just finally, I'm going to bring Sandeep in so you can talk to each other about this because I think it was great. But just finally, obviously, first win in Superlights for Hyperion as well, and obviously for yourself and Matusz. Obviously, Matusz would have liked to have been up there as well. But nevertheless, not taking anything away from your win, it was a great result in the end for the team, wasn't it?
Oh my God, it's wonderful feeling. This whole start of the season, the moments between the seasons, the discussions we had with Jason about Malta Force future, because I think it's clearly visible that we were supposed to be Malta, but he told basically that he might not have enough time to manage the team in a way that it would bring us the results. So that's why we decided to switch to Hyperion. And yeah, the whole start of the season was also very rough for us. We were very clueless at some point what we need to do, what we need to improve to be even better. We saw that we are improving since Bahrain. We had really strong pace in Bahrain. We had really strong pace in Jeddah, maybe not this strong as the Apex GP guys had, but tonight it was our night. It's unfortunate that Mateusz didn't manage to end this race, but on the other side, this has opened doors for myself to have the best race I've ever had in my career.
Well done, mate. It was a really, really top stuff. Let's bring Sandeep in. I'll let you stay in here for a minute, Pavel, so you can react to what he says. But Sandeep, I brought you in with Pavel here as well. How was that for you, the last few laps then?
That was good fun, though.
It was great to watch.
Yeah.
You must have felt a couple of times you'd had him, and somehow he kept coming back.
It was the one that turned 5 where I couldn't believe he was still there, basically, like around the outside. I was like, I needed to then I had to leave space for him in turn 6. I just wasn't expecting him to be there. And then I got in it a couple of times because my P2P didn't deploy at a couple of corners, and so it kind of stopped me from having a better chance, especially on the penultimate lap. I got not penultimate lap. Yeah, actually penultimate lap on the back straight, it wouldn't deploy, and ended up losing DRS, and then on the last lap it was also wasn't deploying as soon as I was on the full throttle, which annoyed a little bit, but yeah, that was that was good fun though. Still,
yeah, I can tell in your voice that you've got a little bit of a smile on your face. It was so close, wasn't it, that you nearly nicked it off him. Did he make a mistake a few laps in the end? Because he sort of seemed to be 1 second slower on one lap.
It was lap 38 or something. He did a bit of a Perez thing.
You have to tell me what that means.
That could be a lot of things.
Perez 2012.
Paris 2012. This is an F1 knowledge that I don't have. Oh, he went wide. Oh,
he went wide in a penultimate corner. I think he's either went wide or I can't remember if he understood wide or the red dropped on him. I couldn't remember.
Pavel, tell us what happened.
I locked the front and just went straight.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
Well, I mean, it was great battling for both of you. Sandeep, obviously there was a couple of times, turn 2 on one lap, Pavel just sent it down the inside. You saw him coming and just ducked out the way. I said on the
I did
comments.
the same to him though the previous lap, so it's just it was just both
fair.
doing it to each other. So
Fair.
But that's what we want in GP. We want good racing. That's what we did.
Yes, I agree. And thank you to both of you for putting on a show, because at some point during the second half of the race, we were wondering whether we would have a culmination of strategies. One last thing for both of you. Obviously, I'll start with you, Sandeep. You went mediums second stint as opposed to the first stint. What was the thinking behind that? And I'll ask Pavel the same question the other way around.
I kind of wanted to get the bad tie out of the way first before I go on to softs at the end. That was my thinking.
But you started on softs, though, is my point.
I prefer the soft. So, but last couple of races, I tried a harder compound and it just never worked. Kept losing places. So this race, I was like, nah, I'm starting on softs and just going to move forward because I expected everybody to start on mediums, which happened.
Yep. Yeah. And Pavel, same question. You obviously started on the medium tire and went to the softs. Is that? Was that what was the thinking?
It's the same lesson learned from Jeddah, basically. In the middle stint in Jeddah, when I was doing this medium tire, I felt so terribly slow and so bad that I couldn't just refocus after that. So I knew that I have to get rid of this tire as soon as possible. And then I will be just having a blast towards the end of the race. yeah, this is the reasoning behind that.
Nice. Well, fair enough. Thank you both, though, for putting on a great show and having a great race at the end of the race. So thank you, guys, both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good night.
Right. One more then, Alex. And the highest position is, I guess, Luke Mitchell. Do you want to bring in Luke Mitchell, or do you want to ask Alex about the race that never happened?
I think it's important to. Well, I'd like to talk to both of them, but if I had to pick one, I need to hear Alex's side of the story.
Let's hear what Alex has to say first. So, Alex, just quickly, it didn't work out for you today.
No.
Talk me through the incident at turn 4.
Netcode. Welcome to iRacing, I guess. Netcode. Yeah, not much to say. What can you do against what is their team? What is Micah's team?
Hyperion.
Hyperion?
Well, both of them were on max wing, so what can you do against them in qualifying? Anyway, it was unfortunate. It's just like rubbing wheels. It was a mix of me barely giving enough space, which was still legal by the rulebook, and him diving a bit deep, like wouldn't have made the apex quite. So yeah, it's 50-50, like you said.
I called it as a 50-50, to be fair. It's one of those where, you know, you're both side by side going into the corner, and it's like neither of you leave that much room.
Yeah,
to be honest.
It's like Australia with Luke Mitchell, the wheel just going off for no reason, no apparent reason. I guess it's like due to the mod. That's my first ever netcode DNF in GPV, so that's quite nice. No cooking monsters podium today, unfortunately.
Yes, that's true. We also had Robin Merling, obviously retired as well. So it's a double DNF for Rookie Monsters, which is a shame. But anyway, good luck next time. Yeah, good luck next time, Alex. I don't know if you're coming back for another Superlights round, are you?
I should be doing Imola to replace someone, but not in Cooking Monsters.
Okay. Well, best of luck.
Yeah.
Best of luck when we see you again.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would just blame the incident on you, so you owe me a pint now.
I can buy you a pint, no drama. You know what it's like at GPVWC Day? It's an open wallet for some reason. But yeah, no drama. All right, nice to speak to you, Alex. Take it easy, mate. Have a nice evening.
Yep, have a nice evening. See you guys.
Let's speak
Open
quickly.
wallet.
Yes.
Seriously.
Didn't I buy you some drinks? I'm pretty sure I bought you a load of drinks and put you up overnight.
No, well, yeah, that we'll ignore that.
Don't remember charging you for that. Luke Mitchell, let's find out what he has to say after he was fighting away for the podium and didn't quite manage it in the end. P5 on the road for Luke Mitchell. And Luke, it was a decent showing from you guys, from the Kings pair. P3 and P8 in the end. And you must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy with how it turned out. The prep wasn't great. I wasn't really stringing stints together. So yeah, P5 on the road, and I know Marquinhos definitely cut the pit entry, and we've got to check a bit more on the other one. But there could be a podium with some protests.
Oh really? Okay, so you got Is Hamco possibly cut the pit lane entry as well?
I've looked at it briefly. It looks like it. I'll need to look a bit more. But I got rear-ended in the first pit stop by Marquinhos coming in, which gave me blue suspension damage. So I need to look at that as well.
Okay, there's a bit to do after the race then. That's not what I thought you'd say. But yeah, you must be pretty happy overall with the pace. I mean, obviously you've had ups and downs this season results-wise. You had that DNF, of course, at Australia and Japan. And then a P4 at Bahrain, and then a DNF at Jeddah. So it's been up and down, but you've had decent pace when you put it together.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's been frustrating, is that in all of those rounds, I feel like the pace has been there for at the worst a top 10, and just silly mistakes by myself are costing me those finishes. So it was just today was about just getting to the end of the race and finishing in the points, and then obviously once we started driving and realised the pace was looking good, it was set the sights higher.
Fair enough, mate. Well, good luck in a couple of weeks' time at Canada, and well done today. It was P5 on the road, but as you say, like could potentially be P3. We'll see.
Yeah, thank you very much.
See how that goes. Nice one, Luke.
See you later.
Right.
Interesting. They're already thinking about, what people did in pit lane entries and stuff like that. That's.
I don't even want to think about it. I want to know what happened on the road, and we'll figure out what hasn't happened on the road next week.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Not next week, week after.
Yeah, I know what
That's
you
a
mean.
week after problem when we're in Canada. That's for then. This is for now.
Big shout out, by the way, everyone, to Alex Foulkes for coming and commentating tonight. He's
No,
said multiple times this evening he was
fine.
very tired, didn't want to necessarily come.
I
but
really didn't.
no. In the end, best race of the season. So I'm glad you were here.
Hmm.
Thank you for coming. Thank you also
Thanks
to
for being
Fabian.
here. and to Fabian, of course. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Fabian, on the cameras. He's unassuming, quiet. This race, some noises going on in the background. Poor Fabian.
This is why Toby has been giggling randomly at seemingly very important parts of the race.
Fabian just randomly coughs or sneezes, and it's just hilarious to me. It just makes me jump slightly. But thank you for Fabian to putting up with us once again. We're going to let him go to bed because I know he's got to be up early as well. But thank you, everyone, for watching. I've been Toby Davis. I've been joined by Alex Foulkes, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time. Make sure you tune in to Super League on Thursday and Canada in 2 weeks for us at Superlights. Until then, thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.